What's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. This one has been about a month in the making. Between bad weather and me having a cold/man flu, I have been out of action and been unable to ride. Today I'm so excited to show you the Lorentz Major V2.
Starting.
I've been riding this board non-stop after work, getting loads of kilometers on it, and it is an absolute beast of an electric skateboard. I want to get two things out of the way straight away. Yes, it is quite expensive, but you get what you pay for in this board. There's quite a few boards out there where you don't, they just charge too much. This one I can see and I can feel where the money's been spent. So the price for me is justified. The second point I want to get out of the way, and it is very much linked to the first point, and that is the weight. It is quite a heavy board. I'll put the stats or the specs on the screen in kgs and pounds. Again, it's been over-engineered. They wanted to make this board battle-hardened, and I think they've achieved that. This board is made so well. It's made out of the strongest metals that they could probably source, and it shows. It really does. This performs well, it handles well. That little bit of additional weight really makes it feel planted to the ground. And I feel like every single choice they've made has been the right one. Just before we go and ride though, welcome to the channel. My name is Scott Davies. If you are new here, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. We've got some really cool videos coming up, and we've got a giveaway coming up in a couple of weeks. If you like this content, if you find it interesting, entertaining, useful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you are gonna get a Lorentz Major, please consider using my discount code ScottD. It'll give you $100 off the purchase price, and it also helps to support this channel. So if you choose to use it, thank you very much. My video today is gonna be about how it feels, how it rides, how it performs, and what it's like to live with. Like I said at the beginning, it is quite a heavy board, but it is justified. So that's enough talking. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you thumbed up, make sure you use Scott D. Let's go ride. All right, let's start off with the deck. The deck is made up of Canadian maple and 3 layers of carbon fiber. So it's really strong, and it has a little bit of flex. So it's got a segmented battery, so it can allow for flex. And as you can see there, that actually has a nice little bit of amount of flex. Now, if that battery enclosure wasn't segmented, that would be almost impossible to flex like that. So first, really nice touch from the Lorentz team, segmenting that battery and putting that carbon fiber in there for strength and flexibility. These wheels, these are their standard wheels that come in the standard package. There's a 200 by 62, so a really nice contact patch. And these really sexy trucks you're looking at are CNC milled and are 19 inches. So a really nice wide truck to add to the stability of the Major V2. And it is as stable as you want it to be. So when I first got this, it had black bushings in the front and white bushings in the back, and it was really loose, like loosey-goosey. It took me probably about 3-4 hours of playing around to get it just right. I've now got the orange bushings in the front done up halfway, and the white bushings in the back done up all the way. So I don't get speed wobbles at 50, but I can still do group rides around the city and do tight turns. Seems to be the perfect combination of stability and carve. Now the next thing to talk about is the Lorentz core. This is this really cool light feature in the center of the deck. I wouldn't normally give this much time. However, in this case, they've actually made it useful. It's not just a light, it's an indicator. So right now we can see the board is on, and that is showing us we've got a full battery. So board's on, full battery. It also acts as a brake indicator. So if I hit the brake button, it's going to show you the brake force. So the stronger I brake, the further it goes around. So if I'm hard brake, it's all red lights. If I'm just feathering it, the other one it shows you is your acceleration force. It goes purple. And there's the brake. So the Lorentz core, really, really nice touch. Coffee stop, and I'll take this opportunity to talk about some of the electronic specs. So we'll jump straight in with the motors. The motors are 5,500 watts each, and they are 7185 in size. So that is a massive motor on the back of that board. Like, it's a big can, and it's powered correctly. So again, coming back to that price and that weight, anyone can make a board and chuck a massive motor on the back of it. And I always say the motor watts are really irrelevant unless they're powered correctly. And Lorentz is powering it correctly for a production board. I'm going to call it production / boutique board because it really is right in the middle there of both. This board has 120 amp FOC ESC. Now, it's not VESC, it is in-house designed and built, and it's paired with 150 amp smart BMS. So you can monitor so much information on this board. You can see your motor temperature, you can see your ESC temperature, you can see your cell voltage, which is a really, really nice touch. Now let's move on to the battery, because the battery is something really special on this board, and I am going to use my phone because there's lots of numbers, and it is a really massive talking point that I want to get right. The battery on the Major V2, it's 1500 watt hours, it's a 14S6P, 58.8 volt Samsung 50S cells. So they're using those 50S cells, so it's got that really nice combo of discharge and capacity. 120 amp ESC feeding into those motors, and it's a 1500 watt hour battery. Now, as far as range, they are claiming a pretty big window, but again, that's nice. They're not over-committing and saying, oh, you could get up to 80 kilometers. What they're saying is you could get 40 to 80 kilometers. It'll be really interesting when I do the independent range test to see what we can achieve, because I will do it in speed mode 3 and be going as fast as I can for as long as I can. So we'll definitely be putting that number to the test. But as of right now, we've lost 1 bar out of 10, and we've done about 10 kilometers. So I assume those 50Ss will degrade a little bit quicker towards the end, but that's still a good sign. Right, we better talk about the charger, because that is one of my favorite parts of this board. The Major V2 comes standard with a 15 amp fast charger. That means you can charge this board from flat to full in about 2 hours. On the 2 tests I've done, I've had 2 hours almost on the dot, and the second time around I had 2 hours and 4 minutes. That is a really, really nice addition to have to come with this skateboard, a 15 amp fast charger. The gearing, I'm talking a little bit quick now because it is starting to rain, typical. The gearing is a carburized steel, I think I'm saying that right, carburized steel, and they are helical gears. So it's a gear drive system, and the gearing is helical steel gearing. So it has that really nice mechanical sound you would have heard throughout this video. When you slow down, it makes this really nice whirl sound. It lets people know you're there. All right, now talking about top speed, 60 to 65. I've hit 61 on a track, and it definitely had a little bit more to give. With the right bush-in setup, 65 is definitely achievable. And it's very, very smooth. Something I've noticed about the speed controller is, depending on what speed mode you're in, the acceleration wheel has a little bit more movement, if that makes sense. Here's a nice little hill to test it on. Yeah. So that 120 amp ESC really, really delivers a lot of power. I mean, you'd expect it to, being 120 amps obviously, but it's nice to see it actually does. Yeah, speed, really, really fast. If you're gonna be going fast, take the time and dial in your bushings, because if you don't, if you have it loosey-goosey, you will come off. So take your time, build up speed, adjust, take a tool with you, take spare bushings in your pocket, because you don't want to get speed wobbles. Hello. You don't want to get speed wobbles at 60 kilometers per hour. Trust me, I've done it. It's not fun. Now let's take a quick look at the remote controls. It's really comfortable in the hand. 2 buttons, you got your on-off button, your gear change button, menu button. Up here, this is probably my favorite button on any skateboard remote. And you can't see it because it's very bright, but if I double click that, it locks the board. So that is now locked. So I can put that in my pocket, shows a little padlock on the screen. That is now pocket safe. Double click, and it's now unlocked. I really, really like that feature. Something else I really like is the thumb wheel. It's not like a cheap plastic. I'm not sure what it's made out of. It does feel like it's made out of like an aluminium, and it feels really nice and really grippy on the thumb. The one thing I think they need to resolve somehow, or it could even be a setting that I haven't been able to find, is the screen brightness. This screen is on right now, and it is hard to see. When you're in the sunlight, you cannot see it. It is a very, very dull screen. Is that a deal breaker? Hell no. If they could find a way to make that brighter, that would just make this board absolutely perfect. Like, I'm not even making shit up. Brighter screen, this would be the perfect electric skateboard. So now with all that said, with those 5,500 watt motors, that 1,500 watt hour battery, those really nice carburized steel helical gears, that really beautiful carbon fiber and glass fiber enclosure, that maple deck with carbon fiber in it, those 200 by 62 mil wheels, what does that translate to? Well, it translates to an absolutely incredible ride. Responsive, energetic, scary if you want it to be, fun, long, fast. It's just a beautifully over-engineered electric skateboard. Like, they really have just gone, what do we want and how do we make it 10 times better than that? And when you ride this thing, once you've dialed it in, you fall in love with it. Like, it's so responsive. It goes where you want it to go. I've had no issues with this board at all. Alright gang, but that is the end of today's video, the first look at the Lorentz Major V2. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a blast to finally film this one. Now that it's not raining, well, it is starting to rain right now. If you've got any comments or questions, chuck them down below. If you're thinking about getting one, don't forget to use Scott D at checkout. It gives you $100 off and it supports this channel, so if you choose to use it, thank you very much. What can I say? Awesome board, awesome board. Extremely powerful, extremely well made. The guys over there in the USA, where the company is owned and operated from, deliver really, really nice customer service. There's nothing else to say. We've got 2 more videos coming on this board, hopefully before Christmas. That's going to be dependent on weather and so on. They've also sent me their, what are they called? Not monster truck. I'll put a picture right here. They're massive off-road wheels. We're going to put them on and we're going to see how that 120 amp ESC and those 5,500 watt motors translate into bigger wheels. Is it still powerful enough to achieve the hype that it gives you in this particular format? But that's going to be coming very soon. If there's anything in particular I'd see in those videos, comment down below, let me know. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, skate safe, wear a helmet, and we'll see you on the next video.